no telling what I just may do. I've been vibing, minding my business. Throw one up if you can relate to. Said if I ain't got it, I make do. Can't be stuck waiting on a breakthrough. And I don't need everybody praying for me. Ain't no telling who you niggas pray to.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of D's Corner. I'm your host, D, also known as Davey, but y'all can call me D, just so I can get my actual name out there. We are continuing on with our draft grades. We are going division by division. Next up, we have the NFC West. Again, please do me a solid like, share, and subscribe. Doesn't take you any time, and it truly helps me out. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to continue on with this series I have here. So, again, covering the draft, NFC West. I got the other videos. I think the NFC East and the AFC South will be dropping the rest of them this week. Had some things going on with family, kids, baseball games, stuff like that. So, been a little bit busy. Can't get them all dropped at once. So, we're going to jump right into it again. I will say this for a couple times. Please like, share, and subscribe. All right. First up, we have the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, they made some moves that leave a lot of questions regarding two of their key players with Deebo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk. They drafted Ricky Pearsall first in the first round, 31st overall. Not really sure how I felt about that pick. He does have some hands and good route run. He reminds me a lot of Brandon Lloyd, who was a former 49er. So we'll have to see with that. Renardo Green was a really good defensive back. If you watched the past couple of years, him playing against LSU, who just had 2 first-round picks, wide receivers, and Malik Neighbors as well as Brian Thomas Jr. And he gave him fits, So I think he will come in and play most likely immediately, or at least be able to compete for some playing time opposite Charvarius Ward, who is in the last year of his contract. So he actually could be a future starter down the line. I really like to pick up Malik Mustafa. I think that him, Jair Brown, and Hufanga will really form a nice 3-safety pairing. I think that San Fran likes to operate and run multiple sets on their defense, multiple formations. I like the pickup of Isaac Guerrero. Just not really sure how many carries the guy's going to get with Christian McCaffrey having so much volume of touches. Currently, they have Deebo, Brandon Ayuk, and now you added more weapons. Plus, you have Elijah Mitchell. So I know San Fran likes to have a stable of running backs. Guerrero is a fantastic traits guy. 4'3", 40, nice size, 230 pounds, I believe. Should be able to take a pounding pause, moving into running, being able to run in between the tackles and whatnot in this versus Kyle Shanahan's scheme. Jacob County also brings into more question, where are we going moving forward? And currently you have to think about it like this. Christian McCaffrey's on a big deal. Brandon Ayuk wants a big deal. Deebo's on a big deal. Trent Williams is on a big deal. You have Kyle Juszczyk is on a big deal. Who else? And George Kittle's also on a big deal. So now you're moving towards having to pay Brock Purdy because he was not a first-round pick. There's no fifth-round option. What are you going to do there? So I like their draft to an extent. I like the players. Some of the players don't understand some of the picks, especially since you finished the draft keeping your wide receivers. You also have Juan Jennings. Where are we heading with this? What are we doing with this? So overall, I have to give the San Francisco 49ers a C. They have a good team, obviously. I just felt that they would try to beef up more of their offensive line. Trent Williams is an older player. How often or how long can he play? I felt like there were some decent picks that they could have taken over Pearsall. and could have possibly even traded out and still been able to get Pearsall as well as another decent offensive lineman just to get Trent Williams an understudy or whatnot. That's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to have all your skill positions set and then no offensive line. Now you're still setting on your skill positions based off your draft, but what are we going to do with the offensive line now? So that's why I have to give San Francisco a C. Next up, I have the Los Angeles Rams, who, in my opinion, had a really, really, really good draft. If you watch any of my mock drafts here on D's Corner or at Double D's podcast, every time I spoke about the Rams, I said it was going to have to be replacing Aaron Donald would have to be by committee. You would have to have multiple players to do it. And I really like what they did. If you look at their first 4 picks, 3 of them were defensively. And these are players who I feel that can come in and play immediately. Jared Verse will pair well with Brian Young from last year. Braden Fisk is a smaller defensive tackle as far as height goes. Or he's portrayed that way. He's really not that small of a guy, but he's someone who can play up and down the defensive front. Really like Cameron Kitchens. He's faster than what his 40 time projected, but the guy knows how to find the football. And he doesn't just find the football, he creates turnovers. Really, really, really love that pick. Tyler Davis, I enjoy that pick as well. Another defensive lineman from Clemson. Again, if you're going to replace Aaron Donald, who is a legend in himself, you have to do it by committee. One of the picks that I really enjoy for this team is Jordan Whittington out of Texas. He was the 3rd option at Texas. He'll come here and be a 3rd option as well behind Nakua and Cooper Kupp. But the one thing that I like about him is he's a nasty wide receiver. He's going to block. He's going to mix it up. He's going to get in there. He's going to be physical, which is only going to help out Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, who they also selected in the 3rd round. So overall, I have to give the Rams a B. You are coming in, like I said, you're trying to replace a legend, a Hall of Famer, defensive player of the year, everything player in Aaron Donald. And this is a perfect way to start. This is a team right now who's going to be young on defense, but who should be able to build and grow. Braden Fisk and Jared Verse were both transfers into the Florida State program, and that was their mindset. We're going to get this Florida State program back on the map. So maybe they have that same mindset, take that same work ethic and that same determination out west to the Rams. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Also like their draft, got to get Brian Murphy. I feel like McDonald is going to attempt to use Murphy as his Justin Madubuike, that defensive lineman who you can move up and down the line. Pairing him with Leonard Williams now does give you a formidable defensive front. Christian Haynes is a good pickup. They did need offensive guard. We're able to get that later in the 3rd round. Tyrese Knight is a good player as well. Should be able to come in and compete for snaps. This is a guy who knows how to find the football. We do have some Michigan coaches on the staff, obviously, so they go with the Michigan tight end with A.J. Barner, who will probably be more of a 3rd tight end. Higbee went down late with the knee injury. They did bring in this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking about the Rams. I'm sorry. Nehemiah Pritchett and DJ James are 2 really good corners from Auburn who can get their hands on the ball. They are thinner framed. But overall, I have to give the Seattle Seahawks a B. This does seem to me like they're trying to build up their defense. They're going to try to get McDonald running the style and scheme of defense that he wants. I really felt like they should have taken a linebacker earlier, but Knight should be able to come in, like I said, and compete. He should be able to definitely push Jerome Baker, in my opinion. And last but not least, we have the Arizona Cardinals. And if you look at this draft class, if you look at what they did in free agency, and again, I'm going to try to stick to just the draft. This team didn't do a lot of free agency. They didn't make any major moves or anything like that truly helped them. But if you look here, I'm talking about a draft that has Marvin Harrison Jr. Darius Robinson is a very, very, very versatile defensive lineman who can play out wide on early downs and can kick inside on pass rushing downs because he's an extremely long and lanky guy, but he does have power. Remnants of Cameron Jordan of the Saints. Max Melt should probably come in and easily. I'm not going to say easily, but he should definitely come in and take one of the cornerback spots. Just as he progressed throughout his time at Rutgers, this is a feisty cornerback, fast, aggressive, able to locate the ball and quick enough to stay in a receiver's back pocket. Trey Benson should form a nice duo with James Conner, eventually pushing Conner out the door. In my opinion, Benson is a powerful back with speed. He's in my opinion, he was one of the better versatile backs coming into the draft. So I really like that pickup. And Isaiah Adams is a nasty offensive lineman who's going to come in and he's going to try to beat the hell out of the defensive front. He is going to try to impose his will. Also, Tip Raymond, a really decent tight end, blocking wise and whatnot. Taylor Demerson is a versatile defensive back who could possibly push Budda Baker or make Budda Baker expendable, depending on how he develops. Budda wants to be an extremely high-paid safety, and so far the Cardinals haven't been willing to do that. If you know anything about Gannon and his time with the Philadelphia Eagles and their run to the Super Bowl, everything with him started up front with pass rush. Getting Xavier Thomas is also another good late pickup who should be a steal for this team. When he came in and stepped on as a freshman at Clemson, this guy was wreaking havoc. His tape did kind of die down some, minor injuries here and there, but should be able to do well. Jaden Davis is also a really good corner out of the U. Should be able to come in and also compete. So this draft shows me that Gannon is trying to now put his stamp on his team. They've done enough, in my opinion, to surround Kyler with weapons. Well, I won't say they've done enough. It's more, in my opinion, that they could have done. But when you've given him a number one wide receiver, let Kyler show you that he is or isn't your quarterback. In my opinion, that's what I think. So overall, I have to give the Cardinals a B. Really like their draft. Really had some decent players who should come in and be able to compete immediately. So the NFC West could be looking to take a shift. When the San Francisco 49ers have been the team running away with that division the last couple of years, they should be able to at least do it this year again. But then next year, when that cap bell or that cap cow comes calling, what are we going to do? It's time to pay the piper, so to speak. Seattle will be in some issues with their quarterback, seeing what they want to do there with Geno. McDonald most likely is going to want to have his guy. McVay always has the Rams into it, and they are a solid team. More veteran-led, but the infusion of young youth on the defense is a really good direction. Again, in my opinion, I don't know if they were aware of Aaron Donald's attempt or plans to retire, intentions to retire. But who's to say? I still think the Cardinals will be the last in the division. I still think the 49ers will win this division, but it is not a wide gap as it was before. I think the 49ers could have done more. I think they should have done more, being able to. And now you're the questions with your draft, facing Ayuk, facing Debo, the trade speculations. What are they going to do? How are they going to feel? Is it going to mess up the chemistry and whatnot? How's it going to be with Brock Purdy? Because is he a game manager? Is he a game changer? Where we will really start to see once he starts losing these players that are around him. This is a team that should have been able to win a Super Bowl. They've been to two, both of them losing to the Chiefs. We just got to see what they're going to do. I could think they should have done a little bit more defensively as well. But this team is always known for having a solid defense. So I think they'll be all right for at least this year. I think they'll still win. They did not win the draft, in my opinion. There was some picks that were just complete head scratchers. So, but again, guys, that's the video for the NFC West draft grades. Please, again, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see. I have off-season grades coming down the pipe, as well as some other things that I'm gonna play with here and there. So I just appreciate all the love, all the support. Again, any criticism, good or bad, I'm open to it. Just let me know what I can continue to work on. I feel like I got a better camera now, so we'll see how that rolls as well. But again, everyone, I appreciate it. I truly do. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you.
Okay now. I'm the top dog in the league, homie. Yeah. Let's speak on it. It's stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it. Don't tell them. They gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor. I got it covered. These corners. I'm the